What's up, everyone? We are about to enter virgin territory. Stay tuned to this very exciting popcorn talk with our special guest, Emily Robinson, up next.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's iTalk Movies.
Ooh. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Popcorn Talk right here on AfterBuzz TV. Some little Ed Sheeran. This is always exciting. Thanks so much for tuning in. We have a very exciting guest today. I'm thrilled. I'm your host, Blake V, and sitting beside me is the very beautiful, the very talented Emily Robinson. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. We're very excited to have you. We have a lot to talk about, so this is going to be great. Just get ready, everyone. Grab your drink or two, like me. This is going to be very cool. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. You have been a part of a really exciting, critically acclaimed show. You have your own film that had a really exciting year.
Thank you.
So we have a lot to cover. This is very cool. So we were talking a little bit before, and you're from the East Coast.
I
You're from New York.
am a New Yorker, born and raised, sort of.
Born and raised, sort of. Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, no, I grew up there, and just a few years ago I started coming out to LA, and now I kind of have been doing the bi-coastal thing, which is like the best of both worlds, because
really is.
Yeah, no, it's great, because I was saying how, you know, spring and winter, or not winter by any stretch of the imagination, spring and fall are the most beautiful, wonderful times there, but the summer and winter are just, you know, can be terrible.
I remember
an
interview with somebody, I forget who at the moment, but he was talking about this acting coach who he worked with, who was like very fancy, like an old Hollywood acting coach, and she did spring and fall in New York and did summer and winter in LA.
Huh.
So you and her,
Very interesting.
you guys know the formula.
Well, hey, I think it works. I like it.
It's great.
Cool.
I know. I'll have to follow that pathway now. I informed Emily that my own experiences have not been that well thought out, but I know now, so it's great.
It's all good.
Yeah. So growing up in New York, what kind of things did you do? What was your introduction into acting?
Yeah, you know, I grew up going to the theater and, you know, experiencing all of that. But I really got into acting because I started out modeling, which sort of happened by chance. Our neighbor where we used to go up to Connecticut, and our neighbor there was a model, and she said to my parents, she's like, oh, I'm going to bring my kids' pictures into Forward Models, so let me bring Emily's. And all of a sudden I started modeling, and I completely fell in love with that.
How exciting.
And yeah, I was like, ooh, I have to go to work now. And I'm like a little 5-year-old.
I love it.
But I totally got into that, and a few years went by, and I came home one day and I was like, Mom, I want to act. And she was like, what does that mean?
What's the first step? That's probably the question. Like, what is the first step when you have a kid that wants to act?
Yeah.
Where do you put them? Where'd she put you?
Yeah, well, I lucked out. It, you know, has been an incredible ride.
Yeah.
So it's been super fun.
Kidding. And how old are you again?
I'm 17.
17. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought so. Yeah, an incredible ride. I mean, this is very exciting to have kind of everything come together.
Yeah.
Kind of at your age, like 17 is so fun anyways.
It is.
It's so exciting. So when you said you wanted to start acting, you started in theater?
Sort of. I started in commercials and then went to theater, sort of, there. And I did an off-Broadway production at the Signature Theater Company, which, yeah.
That's very special
It's
to
very
you?
special to me. And also, the artistic director just recently passed away, and he's just influenced so many people. And anyway, Jim Houghton is fantastic. But it's a really special theater, and it was 9 hours. It was 20 hours of theater cut down to 9 hours, performed in repertory in 3-hour parts. And it was Horton Foote, and it was this really just wonderful family of a production. But it was so cool because it was this like completely immersive experience where we would have we had a few marathons that went all day.
Oh, wow.
Because we just did them like one in front of another.
So that's sort of exhausting.
Yeah, but it was so much fun, and it was like you were running a marathon. Not that I would know what that is like, but you know, you're all in it together.
Imagine.
Yeah, what I would imagine that would be like, where you're all kind of, you finish it and you just have gone through this entire journey together. It's really special.
How neat. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that totally makes sense to be sort of emotional about it. That sounds like a really formative, great experience.
It was. I could not have asked for a better intro to, you know, the theater world.
So you've gone on to do more theater though too,
Just
kind of through
recently,
your life.
I haven't. That was the last thing I had done until this past summer. This summer, I guess we're still in summer, which is.
I know,
People
right?
keep
It's a long
saying
summer.
no. People keep saying, "Oh, summer's over," but we still have like some
no.
time. Like I want to hold on to this. But
Here in
this
LA,
summer,
it'll be summer for a
the
long
whole
time
year.
still.
Yes, but this summer I just went back and not back to New York, but I did a play at the Geffen Playhouse, which was so wonderful. And it's funny because Maggie Swing, who was my child wrangler in Orphan's Home Cycle, the play I was just telling you about, she was the assistant stage manager on this production, which is so funny because it's, different coasts years later.
Right,
and
like small world
Yeah,
situation.
it was just one of those things that, I don't know, it was really special.
That's
so
nice.
It already felt like home. It was super sweet.
Always good to see a familiar face.
For sure. Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah.
So in this past year, really, give or take, you've really been on very wide ends of the spectrum. You've been doing theater. You've been directing your own works. You've been, a part of like TV history. Of all of those experiences, I mean, I know it's kind of all happened together, but what have you kind of taken from each? Do you have one that you like more? Do you have,
Yeah, no, I love it all. And
Yeah.
I think that what's been really special is seeing how you can do it all. Like you can kind of work it out and figure out how to, I don't know, I think what's really special about the time right now is there's amazing content being made and created in so many different platforms. So it's exciting being able to participate in hopefully some of that. And directing and writing has been such a fascinating, incredible learning experience and process because, as an actor, you see things from, in front of the camera, but it's so different and just gives you such a different, I think, perspective on the whole process. And also, I've always been a complete book nerd and just, like, I love writing, and that's just something I've always been passionate about. So being able to create the stories that I want to see in the world and making that happen has been so empowering and exciting because I also acted in that. So it was kind of like,
full circle.
It was
From
exactly.
start
It
to
was a
finish.
combination of all of my passions. So it's been really, really incredible.
That is, and it's a very good point you bring up too about sort of the time that we're living in now where everything is accessible.
Yeah.
It's almost like, in decades past, you would hear people in the industry say like, oh, TV, like film people wouldn't do TV or like, it was all very separated. Theater was very different than film and all worlds were very separated and now it's all love.
Yeah, I think, I just spent all of yesterday binging Stranger Things, and I was a bit behind it on the times.
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
I just binged it too, and I loved it.
So good. But yeah, there's just so many wonderful things being created, whether it's web series or, podcasts or, I don't know, it's just, there's so much.
And original programming.
Yeah, exactly.
On
And
these
it's like you
alternative
can
networks.
just create it. So it's an exciting, also like giving the power to, the creator versus taking away that power and saying, I don't know, letting artists realize their vision versus like stripping that away and seeing the success of that has been so exciting.
World changing.
It
It's
is.
like transformative for this
totally is.
platform. That same vein of kind of like, alternative media, alternative platforms, and the success of that, sort of is a great way to start talking about Transparent.
Right,
because that's
absolutely.
exactly what it is,
Yeah.
an Amazon original, which, by the way, all of this original content on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon is like all so good. I mean, everything is just incredible, right? I mean, it's just, it's such an amazing new new platform, new energy, and like you said, there's so much creativity left in it from the originators that it makes it really, really cool. So Transparent, anybody who's seen it, which I'm sure we've all seen it at this point, and if you haven't, it's really fantastic. It's thought-provoking, it's new, it's it takes you mentally, emotionally into places that you didn't even think you were going to get when you first started watching the show. And you, Emily, play a very interesting part in the whole thing because from season 1 to season 2, you play kind of different characters.
Yeah, no, I play 2 different characters.
Yeah. So we see you in season 1 as young Allie.
Right.
Exactly, which is
Abby
one of
Hoffman.
the main daughters in the series. And then in season 2, we see you skip back in history.
Skip back a bit, yep.
And you're Mora's
mother.
Mora's mother.
Yeah.
intense. Okay, so the parts that you played, I'm just going to jump right into this.
Yeah, no, please.
I mean, because they're very different.
They are.
Pieces of the puzzle.
Yes.
What were your feelings playing each individually?
No, it was fascinating. In season 1, I just kind of watched everything Gabby Hoffman did, and I mean, who doesn't want to do that, because she's incredible and mesmerizing and just...
And so natural.
Oh my gosh, you just want to, I don't know, she's just insanely amazing. And so I just watched her a ton because it was sort of getting into her body and trying to do that, and she's someone that it's nice doing that, even though I think all of the Pfeffermans are very flawed. You know, but you know them. You know, everyone knows the Pfeffermans. We all have a Pfefferman family. We all are the Pfefferman family.
I know, really, what family's not flawed?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what's so lovable about them.
Yeah,
so that
and
was
relatable.
Well, exactly.
You know, it's like no matter what is happening,
Yeah.
you're like, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
I get
It's
it.
like,
I'm with them on
why
this.
are they messing up again? It's like, oh, but I would do that.
Right.
I would totally be that person. Sad
Totally.
but true. No.
Well, and it's tough too, because it's like we're seeing, you know, Maura specifically. I mean,
Right.
the other characters too, but Maura specifically on this very intense self journey.
Absolutely.
And it's like, how does anybody know how to navigate something like
Yeah.
that? Like going through it, you have no idea. Being around someone
Yeah.
going through it, you have no idea. So it's really interesting to see like the twists and turns, like who does what and why. And if you do have thoughts of like, oh, I wouldn't have done that.
Right.
Who are you to say? Because
Yeah.
maybe you would have in real life.
Absolutely.
It's so interesting.
And I think what's really interesting is, especially for season 1, Maura was really a protected character on purpose, because she's in such a fragile, not a fragile place, but such a, I don't know, a sensitive,
Vulnerable,
yeah,
sensitive,
a vulnerable place. And you know, we wanted to make sure to protect her because that was so important. But now she's kind of, as we get to know her and more of the family, and throughout the, you know, season 2, and I'm pretty sure for season 3, we sort of get to see the good, bad, and ugly of everyone. And kind of see everyone come into their own, but also just be like dirty and wrong and real. And I don't know, it's exciting seeing everyone mess up a bit.
Yeah.
And seeing like how your past does have an impact, but how, you know, you can still change in the future. I don't know, it's been fascinating doing that. But also going to the past.
Yes.
Season 2 is fascinating because in season 2, the flashbacks go to pre-World War II Berlin. And
which was just such a fascinating narrative to throw into this, right? Like,
Yeah.
I just never expected to be witnessing something like this, and it was really, really incredible.
I had no clue that this institute exists, because there was the Institute of Sexual Research, and Dr.
Yes.
Magnus Hirschfeld, who's
This is based on a real person,
it's
right?
based by a real person, and Bradley Whitford was just nominated for an Emmy for his portrayal as
So many Emmys, by the way, for Transparent. So exciting.
But he portrayed Dr. Magnus Hirschfeld, and he was, I mean, he was so ahead of his times, and it was just such this beautiful, it wasn't even a counterculture, because it was very much accepted in, you know, the Society of Berlin. There were transvestite passes that he legalized, so that if people were cross-dressing, or, you know, however they were presenting themselves, did not identify, you know, whatever, they had transvestite passes that, you know,
To clear them from doing so.
So if they show them, if they were pulled over by a police for public disturbance, is what they would arrest them for, they would just show them the transvestite pass and it would be okay. Which is incredible that at that time this was all happening. Now, at the same time, then they were marked as asocials, and the Nazis just wiped all of this away. But we're making progress again,
Right,
and now we have access to this history that it's cool seeing it, you know, enter the mainstream more. There's this great book called Gay Berlin that we all read a ton. We had like a whole week of just research
and homework.
but together, where we were just researching, and then we were improvising, trying to find what the story was.
To familiarize, because this is, you know, all of this whole story, I feel like, is not in the forefront of everyone's mind. So
Yeah.
having it brought into the mainstream, like you said, was just really incredible and great, and it's like eye-opening.
Well, it was one of those things that they kind of, you know, they had established the show in season 1, and for season 2 it was like, okay, if we could do anything on television, what would we want to do that we haven't been doing? And Jill's parent she found this article about Berlin, about Magnus Hirschfeld, and sent it to her, and that sort of opened the door to this, idea. And they were like, well, could we do that? Could we
incorporate
do the full
that?
thing? Yeah, could we like really do that? And it was funny because, they had Gitel's ring that was planted in season 1. Like, there were so many little things in season 1 that like just randomly matched up.
So this wasn't planned.
They didn't know.
Very interesting.
So, yeah.
Because you're right, all these little pieces.
They totally, when you go back and watch, you're like, wait, they had to have known. And it wasn't a thing. So it's exciting to see. It was just one of those moments that I was like, it just worked.
Fits too perfectly.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, season 3 is coming out
September 23rd.
September 23rd.
Yes.
And I took a look at the trailer. And like Maura's getting very confident.
Yes.
And so we're seeing like that level of her, transformation. It's sort of initially it was like kind of identifying herself. Right. Season 2 was sort of like, beginning this transformation process. And 3 is like accepting it.
Yeah.
And being comfortable in her skin finally, finding that confidence, saying that she wants to be called mom.
Right. Yeah. Power. Yeah. No, it's chills. I mean, I think everyone in season 3 really is, I think they were saying, I forget what the quote was exactly, but it was like, everyone's finding themselves and coming into their own, which is so exciting because it's like everyone has been really trying to find themselves for a long time, even though we all always are, I think. But it's, hopefully there's a little bit more.
Yeah, and especially for this family too. Like the way we left season 2 was like, everyone was kind of all over the place. So to see where they go, is so exciting.
Yeah,
it was like a crazy cliffhanger for season 2.
Good.
Will we see you in season 3?
I make an appearance, I believe.
Great.
I think.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
I accept it. I will accept that answer.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that alone to kind of like be a part of that show. How has that been for you?
It's been so just fully incredible. Everyone on the show, we call it like a good cult because everyone's so like, you just want to be around everyone all the time, and they're just so generous and welcoming and kind. And Jill Soloway, who's the creator, showrunner, mother of Transparent, she has really created this this space where everyone feels safe to take risks and create. And every day in the morning, she like pulls everyone aside and she's like, okay, how grateful are we that we get, we're paid to make art. Like, this is our job. And it's just this special, safe little oasis of creativity that it's just, I don't know, it's constant. I'm constantly in awe that I get to do this. So it's really special.
Amazing. Amazing. Yeah, I know. And I feel like just at your age too, it's extra special.
Absolutely.
To kind of be in there, like, just so young and
getting
ready
to improvise with like Michaela Watkins. It's like, I'm
amazing.
done. Like, what? Okay. Yeah. No, it's so special.
Very cool. Well, thanks. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. And Jill has been such an influence in me wanting to,
do your own thing.
Doing my own things, because she's been so, incredible with just saying, like, make what you want to see, just do it. Just, and sort of, she's very much, I didn't mean to roll my eyes. She's she's just very.
In a good way. It was a good roll.
She's just very passionate about the female gaze, and she directs from her pussy, as she says. So
as she should.
As we all should. Exactly. So it's very much like about claiming that and using that for your directorial style, and that's been such a huge influence in me wanting to create that type of space and make things that female-centered content that show women as the subject and not the object. Totally. So that's been just so inspiring.
And what a cool mentor.
It's
Jill.
Thank you, Jill. I love you.
Can't get any better than that.
Yeah, no, she's best.
So Virgin Territory.
Yes.
I'm so fascinated. I watched it. I loved it.
Thank you.
So the first thing that caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Because there were a couple moments, but in great ways, mind you. But
good.
The first thing that caught me off guard was when the conversation was going on with your character's mother about just announcing that you wanted to have sex.
Yeah.
Mom, I want to have sex.
Yes.
And it was just sort of like, oh, okay. But the mom was so great and accepting and understanding, and it was like a very unique conversation and a very unique family. I feel like not all families are like that.
Yeah.
So for you, sort of writing these moments into this story and having the mom be so accepting and everyone really like supportive and empowering, where do you draw on that for yourself?
So this story is not autobiographical. However, my mom and I have a very close relationship. So I think that definitely went into the creation of their relationship. However, there are very different characters from me and my mother. When I first started writing Virgin Territory, I didn't have the plot. I had the characters, and they were very specific in my head of who they were and who they wanted to be and what they were kind of going through. But it was more just bored on a summer day. These are the people that are there. And then I found the story after I sort of wrote that for a bit. But it was more just knowing, I knew that I wanted Michelle Clunie, who's wonderful, to play my mother in it. And luckily she liked the script and said yes. Nice. And I think it was just having all of these experiences and living in a very open, loving, supportive family that made me want to show that. Also, I knew that I wanted it to be a very sex-positive film because you don't see that when it comes for women. Yeah. I think that you see sometimes, not a lot, but or not all. You see supportive things where guys are encouraged to flaunt their sexuality and flaunt their sexual escapades, where women are
put down for it.
Exactly. They're slut-shamed or what have you. So I wanted to show something that really supported her decision while still treating it with the respect that it deserved.
Yeah. Yeah, and an interesting thing, too, is I noticed that there were no men in it, which was interesting because a lot of the storyline was revolving around the boy, the boy that you were going to engage with. Yes,
right,
exactly. So what was that sort of decision for you to say, visually, I'm going to exclude that?
There was one point where there's a question of whether or not we were going to see his feet walking into the bedroom. Oh. And then I decided that I just didn't want to see him at all. He was never a character in the movie because I knew that he wasn't the point and he wasn't important enough to see, but he was supposed to be kind of, the object of her affection.
Right. He was sort of like the vehicle for her needs.
Exactly.
She wanted something for herself. He helped her get there.
Exactly.
But it wasn't.
So he was never going to be in the movie from the start. I knew that I wanted an all-female cast and all of that. But there was a question of over his feet.
Which is very interesting. Yeah. The feet of all things.
Yeah.
The feet.
Yeah.
But very creative. A lot of your shots and just kind of like overall cinematography was like very lovely and fitting and emotional. Like, just the distance and the way that the shots were done and things like that. I always love to know like the behind the scenes of these kind of projects, and I know that you did this like on your own project. So how did you pull together like the crew and the gear and that whole side of things?
It was very much a family endeavor. I was filming a movie when we were kind of getting together the crew, but we were up in Crestline. So the Wi-Fi was not great. So we ended up going to, I'm forgetting the supermarket's name, but they have like this supermarket there, and we just like spent time there like watching DP's demo reels.
In the supermarket.
In the supermarket. Okay. They had like a seat. It wasn't like we weren't standing there like on our phones. There was like a, little...
They actually lobby?
Yeah, exactly. No.
Sounds like a great supermarket.
It was fantastic. I'm very passionate about it. Only I could remember its name. But anyway.
It'll come to you.
It'll come to me. It was great. I highly recommend going for the supermarket, but then you could just leave. Like, that was fine.
Just view the lobby.
Yes, exactly. And then you're fine. I actually, on the bed, Cassie has a few stuffed animals, and some of them I stole from Michelle because she has a son. And then I bought a few of them from said supermarket.
Wow. So. How extensive this supermarket.
It's a very versatile place. It's wonderful.
Sounds like it. Oh my gosh.
But there were a few people that we asked for recommendations from friends that I made on Transparent, which was so wonderful and great.
Yeah.
And then other people, you know, I knew the cast and I knew our composer, Catherine Graylish. And then our cinematographer, I actually found through Craigslist.
Okay, the glory is still alive for Craigslist.
It was great. No, we got 76 applications. I think we met with 12
That's a
people.
lot. 76.
Yeah. We actually took it down after like a day or I think it was a day, because we were like, okay, we need to like sort through this first.
Yeah, like how do you? Yeah, that's I'm overwhelmed already.
Yeah, exactly. And then we met with 12 people, I believe, and then Kai Madsen and I just fell in love because we talked about the movie Fish Tank, directed by Andrea Arnold, who also directed a few episodes. Or I'm not sure. She directed at least one episode of Transparent. I think 2, but she's incredible and has been. Her movies are just so full of feeling and emotion. So we kind of knew that we had the same ideas.
Kindred spirits.
Yeah, exactly. We had the same vision. So we bonded over that, and then we just met a few times and, you know, took some practice footage and talked about what we wanted, and it, you know, worked out really well.
Amazing.
So yeah, I feel so lucky.
Yeah, well, and sort of the way it all came together for you is also, I think, really inspiring in general for anybody who wants to do the same. Like, you know, if you have an idea or something that you write and want to see it through, like your whole path is a great example of sort of how to do it, how to pull the resources, how to...
It's so
random,
but it's
Craigslist
just no, exactly. Well, we had no clue. My mom was my producer, because and she was
well done, Mom.
Well, and we didn't know what we were doing, so it was just one of those things that happened, and it worked out, thankfully.
It's incredible that it was like your first go.
Thanks.
When you got done, did you have anything where you were like, oh, I would have done this different, or things that you would have fixed or changed? Or
the short answer, I mean, I'm gonna say no, in the sense that for me it was a very particular moment in time, and that was exactly what I wanted in that moment. If I were to make it now, it would be a different movie. It wouldn't be a different movie, but it would be done differently. Yeah. But for who I was at that moment, that was the movie that I wanted to make. And I think that that's like an important thing to remember, because I think people always look back and they're like, oh, I would have done that differently. And I definitely had a moment where I was like, oh, well, maybe that. And then I was like, no, that was exactly what I wanted. Well, it wasn't even that. It's like that was so what I was so particular about and wanted in that moment. And I think that there's so much power in just accepting, like, no, we're not going to redo anything. That was it. And I think that that's so special when you sort of capture a moment, because even though, you know, your directorial vision is the movie, but it's not, you know, written down. Like, this is what I intended for this thing.
Step by step.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, that was so representative of what I wanted. And I think that it's so important to kind of keep that as what it is. And also, I was so lucky. I mean, we premiered at LA Film Festival, and we've had a really wonderful festival run so far, and we're hoping to continue that.
Yeah, and how was that, being at LA Film Fest? Because it was also, I believe, the Outfest and Outfest Spotlight movie?
No, it was at Outfest, their film festival, with Girls Shorts, and it also screened at Frameline.
How exciting.
Yeah, no, it's been great.
So you saw it on the big screen and everything?
Well, yes, I did. I was trying to think. No, you know what happened is LA Film Fest was when we were in rehearsals for the play, Big Sky. And so luckily, John Rando, who's the director, was amazing. And he, like, let me run out that day and, like, go. So I was like, wait, like, let me just, hi, I'm here. Sorry, you guys don't care. We were screening before a feature, so it was like, okay. But it was great. No, it was fantastic. And it was so nice screening before a feature. But, and then for Outfest, we screened on the 15th and the 17th of July. But the 17th was actually the last day of the play, too.
Oh, you.
So it was like
doing both. This is intense.
Things done. Going all around. It was super fun, though. It was great. I mean,
would you have it any other way?
Exactly.
You know?
I'd much rather be running around, you know, crazy. But it was, it's fun that way.
Yes, and festivals are so much fun. So even just to have it and have your film in it is like so
totally
cool.
No, and I've met so many incredible people from them.
Nice.
And yeah, it's been amazing.
Yay. Yeah. Another aspect of you making this film that I also always find very interesting is that you used Kickstarter.
I did.
Yeah, and I just I feel like every story is different. People who are using like these sort of like indie funder platforms, and Kickstarter has been a really great help for a lot of people that I know personally, even with their own projects. So for you, sort of putting this idea together and asking for that kind of interaction and help and everything, what was that like for you going through it the first time?
What was interesting is we made the movie, or we didn't make the movie, we filmed the movie, and then we did the Kickstarter. Because I knew that I wanted to like do it. Right. I wanted to get it done. I was like, okay, like let's just film it. So I fronted the money, and then the Kickstarter was really for post-production. Luckily, we ended up, exceeding our goal. And we just received such overwhelming support, and Kickstarter was really supportive and ended up featuring us on various of their featured Discover page things. I'm forgetting now what they were, but
that's so cool.
So it's just been really overwhelmingly positive. And I think that what's also been really special with it is it helped us find more of an audience. And I think through that, different people have found it, and sort of lots of teen girls from different parts of the country and even the world have reached out to me like, oh my God, I'm so happy this exists. Like, I feel heard. So it's been really, really special. And it's funny because I wasn't worried, but I was definitely aware of the fact that with an online presence, a movie like this could definitely have a lot of trolls or people,
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
It's a sex positive, queer, questioning, coming of age story from a female's perspective.
The tagline.
That's like what it is. But that's a lot. It's
that's
very
hot
feminist.
points.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that what's been so just wonderful. Now maybe it's just I know that I live in a very liberal bubble, but it's been really great sort of seeing just the positivity that has that it's received versus really any negativity. So that's been really special. Yeah, no, it's been like this incredibly special whirlwind pool thing.
And like starting out with that idea, wanting it to be this sort of positive image for girls, of girls,
by girls,
just kind of growing up and everything, and then receiving that response. Like how exciting to see it all the way through.
Yeah, no, it's really been just incredible.
Has anybody from your transparent cast seen it, endorsed it? Enjoyed it?
Yeah, all of the above, kind of. Yeah, it's funny, actually. Mel Shimkovitz, it's a cast of 3. It's myself, Michelle Clunie, and then Mel Shimkovitz, and we actually met on Transparent. Because she's in, she plays like the bartender in season 1 when I canceled the bat mitzvah. And there's like a scene. And then in season 2, she's like one of the queer people at the Institute.
Yes.
So that's where we met.
Oh my gosh, great. And she's fantastic.
Yeah, no, Mel is just
hilarious and great. Yes.
Yeah, all of the above. Wow. It's like my word of the day. Words of the day.
All the words.
All of the words, all the time.
So that's great too. It's like sort of
it's family.
On your journey, pulling in these awesome people to create your dreams.
Yeah, no, it's been...
Emily's creating dreams. I love it. I love it so much. I know. I was just really struck by the whole thing and just really enjoyed it. So I am very excited for you, and congratulations with all of that success.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Anytime like a beautiful young girl can do anything, helpful to other girls, it's wonderful how you
Thank you.
Anyone who said anything different would be wrong. Now, do you have your sights set on any future projects of your own, and then also others that you may be a part of already?
I'm gonna go with my word of the day, all of the above.
Great.
No. Right now, I have a few movies that should be coming out this year. One was Behold My Heart, which was such a special film to work on. It's funny, someone that I went to middle school with, which is, you have to understand, it's really ironic because there were 5 people in our class.
Okay.
Like it was a small school. So we made up like, if we had one more person in it from our school, we would have been in the majority. So 2 fifths. That's pretty good. But Charlie Plummer, he's in it, and it's just this lovely coming of age story with him and Marissa Tomei and Timothy Oliphant, directed by Joshua Leonard, and that should be coming out sometime this year.
Okay.
And then Going Under, which is like this sort of buddy comedy, which is very different and just fun. And I play like a surfer chick, which is very different for me because I'm one of the clumsiest people in the world. So it was also like I got to wear this like really dark nail polish. And
do you not normally?
I don't normally. I normally wear ballet slippers.
Okay.
Essie's ballet slippers. So this is my go-to.
Little nude.
But I got this one. I bought this because it's called Wicked. And it's like a dark burgundy and it makes you feel like such a badass. It's insane.
Ooh, I need to buy that.
Oh my god, no, it's the best.
My god.
It's
That's great.
Fantastic.
So you've got to wear that.
Yeah, no, I just really
filming?
I just thought
And
it was
now
good.
in life.
Yeah, now in life. So that was fun.
Wicked. I love it.
Yeah, but it's like a really fun comedy with Bruce Willis and John Goodman and like really, it's like a really special kind of whirlwind.
How exciting.
Yeah, and then there's another movie.
Yes, keep it coming.
Just
keep it coming.
spewing out all of the things. Broken Vows, which I think is going straight to DVD, and that is with like Wes Bentley and Jamie Alexander, who plays my sister, and she's just such a badass. It's insane.
She was wearing Wicked also on the nails.
Yes, she was. I mean, everyone does. That's the thing.
Yeah, I know. And I'm going to now too. It's great.
I know. I'm just writing and trying to sort of see what I might want to pursue on the other side of things as well. So that's been interesting.
It's so neat. Are you taking Virgin Territory any other places, more festivals?
Yeah, we're waiting to see sort of where it goes on the festival circuit now,
Okay.
and then and I'm kind of exploring the idea of possibly maybe expanding that into a feature.
I had a feeling.
That wasn't the original intent.
Really?
No, not at all.
Because it ends sort of abruptly.
Yeah, it does.
Which to me felt like, ooh, I feel a feature.
Well, thank you. Well, there might be one coming, hopefully, maybe,
Yay.
possibly. We'll see how, I don't know, I'm still in the beginning stages of
Feeling it
exploring that. But it's very different. But, I mean,
Well, and the great thing is that you can fully expand on it.
Yeah.
Like, the way that it was structured and the way that it was left is, you could go so many ways with it. You could have, new things that happen. You could introduce the guy. You could, like all these things could...
There's a lot. There's a lot there, I think, hopefully. So so we'll see where that goes. I'm not sure yet. So it's been fun, at least, playing with Cassie a bit more.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I know. That's totally going to be an unforgettable character, moment, experience in your life, and I'm sure that you'll be playing with her in your mind for ever. Like,
yeah, no, it's true.
What's Cassie up to now?
Yeah.
Let's check in with her.
Retirement
40
home
years
already?
later. Yeah. I like it. Now you'll have to. You just have to check in on her
exactly
every decade.
Oh yeah, it's the new thing. It's like Boyhood, but we don't film one movie over
That's
7
it. It's
years.
Cassie's
it's just,
entire lifetime.
Like exactly.
I love it.
Saga.
Okay, good. Well, now that we've got that sorted out for
Yes,
you
thank you.
You can get going on that.
Absolutely. Got a lot of years to write.
This one's gonna keep you busy.
Yeah, it's true.
It's gonna take some time. It'll keep you busy. Excellent. So now that you're, it seems like you don't have a moment to breathe. It's like you're so busy with all this cool stuff. What do you like to do? What do you like to do to just chill out or have fun?
What do I like to do? No, I like.
You're bi-coastal now, so do you have a lot of friends and people here in LA?
I do, which is really nice. No, I have great friends.
Awesome.
And what's nice is they're different ages. So I have some friends that are my age, and then I have some friends that are older, and it's just like, it's a nice sort of healthy balance, I think. But I love I love reading and writing and like going to coffee shops and just like people watching.
That's the funnest thing
It's
in life.
so
is people
great.
watching.
Oh my gosh.
You can do it
Especially
anywhere.
as an actor, you're just like, wow.
That's so true because like just the mannerisms and just the weird things that people
Especially
do.
little kids, because they're so unfiltered. They're just like so pure. You're like, just teach me your ways. You're such a pure human
Channel it
being.
this way.
Yeah, no, it's
funny.
incredible. It's so fun watching.
Yeah.
And then like going to the movies and binging Stranger Things. That takes up so much time.
Girl, you're telling me.
It's crazy.
It's so good.
I spent all day yesterday watching. Like that was my day.
So good. It was like too short. The season needed
know.
more episodes. And
Well,
then they're going to
season
make us
2.
wait forever for season 2.
But that's all of the shows now. I mean,
it is.
yeah, there's
It
so
is.
many good shows.
Are you familiar with like, I mean, because you're very young. Did you grow up with like watching the show that came on every Monday on like traditional cable.
I definitely did that.
Okay, so you can at least see the difference. I know that for me,
Yeah.
like my whole life was watching cable.
Right.
But now that like Netflix and, you know, Amazon are on, I don't even want to watch the show when it comes on cable.
Yeah.
Like I intentionally miss the season so that I can wait for it to come on Netflix.
I totally
and
do
binge
that
it.
too. The problem is, then it's kind of like, because I did that with I started Jane the Virgin late, so I watched season 1 after season 2 had already started airing. But then I was like behind, and then people I knew were talking about it, and I was like, no, you can't do this. I need to wait
know.
until it's
too stressful.
But now it's on Netflix, and I've watched it, and it's all is
Thank
well
God.
in the world. So,
Right?
Yeah.
I know. TV watching is so stressful now. There's like too much.
It is. It's like everything comes out at the same time, and you're like, wait, but I have like a life, but then you also just want to like hibernate and just spend the week catching up.
Right. It's
Yeah.
a struggle.
It's so good,
It is
though.
our modern
It's a
struggle.
good struggle. These are good problems to have.
Yes. Well, and I certainly hope that on all the shows I binge that I see you in many of
Well,
them.
thank you.
Absolutely. Let everyone know where they can find you on social media.
Oh, okay. My Twitter is Emily_Robinson. My Instagram is very Emily Robinson because
She is very Emily Robinson.
yes. Also, I have a very common name. Yeah, and then I just got a Snapchat, and that's Emily Robinson 37. So they're all different. But the thing that's so funny is I got it like a week before Instagram stories came out.
Oh.
And I was like, I was like I was so hyped. I was like, oh yeah, I'm finally getting this, even though I still like don't talk into it a lot. Like I try to.
Like just the filter.
No.
just the filter,
Well,
no
not
speaking?
even that. Like I take pictures of things. I'm like, oh, there's an airplane.
Well, there's some really
the
fun
sky.
like voice changer filters.
Do they change your voice? I don't.
Yeah,
You
and
put
I'm
my
addicted
volume
to
on.
them right now.
Wait, really? I love the filters though. There's one that has the like fake like the
Little
the
tattoo,
things
yeah.
and it's purple. I really like that
And
one.
the big eyes.
Yeah, I like that one. I like that. And I just learned how to zoom quickly.
Oh, good.
It's so much fun.
It's gonna change your life.
It's amazing. I just like zoom in on my dog. I'm like,
It's so good.
bad.
I know,
It's
and they
fun.
change the filters like every couple days
I
or
know.
something.
It's wonderful.
It is so wonderful.
Spends too
I know, it'll take over your life for sure.
Oh, but Vice has a great horoscope on there.
Oh, really?
Oh my God. It's made me love Snapchat more. It's so great. They have like a daily horoscope, and I'm all
Well,
about it.
I'm all about that too.
Yeah,
That sounds,
it's
I haven't
great.
discovered that yet.
Oh, it's great.
That's gonna hook
It's on
me.
the Discover page. It's fantastic.
Oh, goodness. Okay, well, horoscope for days. That's
Yes.
that's all I'm going to be doing now.
It's like a short paragraph. It's good.
Emily, thank you so much
you.
for
This was so much
hanging out
fun.
today. Good, I'm glad. This was so exciting. Be sure to check out and follow Emily on all her social media and check out Virgin Territory, her movie that just came out and was
you.
had such an exciting run this year. I have been your host, Blake V, and this has been Popcorn Talk on AfterBuzz TV. See you guys later.
Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network. We would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network. The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.